Hey, what's up, guys? Petzergling here, joined by Daz, bringing you probably the best group in the round of 32 MSL.
Group
we have
of
Flash
death
versus FireBatHero in the first game, and this is going to be a big change of gears here from the last TVTs we played with the 4 Terran group. We have Carthage in the first game, but Flash and FireBatHero, I would say, you know, maybe not the definite best. I mean, Leda's fucking amazing in TVT as well, and I know Wasson, who also is in this group, is really good in TVT, but I would say both of these players are in 2 of the top 5 TVTs. I believe we just checked the stats. I think Flash is 9-1 in his last 10 games, and FireBatHero is 8-2 in his last 10 TVT games. So, I mean, this is... I just can't wait. You know, the only problem I think I'm going to have with this game is it is on Carthage. We've been seeing a lot of, like, crazy proxy builds. Even in TVT, we saw a double proxy starport Wraith. But knowing both of these players, maybe not FireBatHero so much, but knowing Flash, I think we're going to see a pretty economic game here.
Yeah, well, you know what? I really hope we don't see an economic game for FireBatHero, man. That's what I watch FireBatHero for. Anyway, we got to sync it up here. 2, 1, 0. Yeah, I hope we don't see an economic game from FireBatHero, man. I love seeing FireBatHero super creative builds. I want to see him battle cruiser someone, fucking vulture drop, Wraith. I mean, if he goes Valkyries in TVT, oh god, I would probably cream my pants. Is there even any way to do that?
No,
yeah,
I don't even think it's possible. Like late game Wraiths. Like, I know FireBatHero's a pretty crazy guy and doesn't afraid of anything, but I don't think we're gonna be seeing Valkyries this game.
But I can always hope, right? It's FireBatHero. But I'm really my expectations for this game is I'm hoping that FireBatHero fucking wins with Valkyrie, and then after the game he fucking strips and jumps into the pool and throws a fucking ball of rice at Flash. That's kind of what I'm hoping to see.
Yeah, it has absolutely nothing to do with what happens in the game, just what FireBatHero does after the game. I mean, that's pretty much the playing metagame that he's created. So, yeah. You know, position's not really too important on this map. I mean, this is a 2-player map, so, I mean, they're going to be able to scout each other whenever they want to. We have Flash in the red Terran, upper left, FireBatHero in the white Terran in the bottom right. And it looks like FireBatHero scouting around his base a little bit, expecting a proxy. And Flash, a while ago, was definitely known as a cheese artist, but now I would definitely classify FireBatHero a lot more of a cheese player. And FireBatHero still scouting around, checking the most probable proxy locations. And on a map like this, at least when the map first comes out, usually you don't see lots of different proxies. I mean, you pretty much have the standard proxy places that players would deem most efficient just because not being so familiar with the map. And Flash actually building his barracks pretty inward in his base, not building it out to block or not building it out on the side to lift. So I think Flash actually may be playing a little bit conservative here, not even scouting. I think he's going to try and get a few Marines out here as soon as possible, just because I think he might even fear a little bit of foul play from FireBatHero. And there we see Flash's SCV just going out now, and I think it actually turned around there. FireBatHero going for the early command center, so that's why he was scouting so early. So FireBatHero going to take a lead here in the early game, and I think this might even pay off just because there's just a lot of map distance and there's a lot of kind of up and down hills. So I think, you know, even if Flash advances and gets some ground, FireBatHero is definitely going to be able to hold this command center. And usually Flash isn't the kind of player who takes the aggressive route and tries to push an early command center. I mean, he's a player who's usually pretty comfortable with his macro and just kind of likes to sit back, mass up. I mean, if FireBatHero wants to go to the late game, I think Flash is going to be okay with that.
Yeah, I don't think Flash is going to have any problem with that. Flash is probably mechanically the strongest Terran out there. The only guys I think that are in his class are maybe 4GG in terms of macro. So, I mean, if FireBatHero is willing to play a standard late game sort of style against Flash, I think Flash, that's exactly what he wanted. I mean, that's perfectly acceptable to him. But this is looking pretty strong opening from FireBatHero, especially because of the fact that Flash scouted it late. So Flash actually, I mean, getting that SCV down there so late, the command center is already almost halfway done. So there's really not much chance for Flash to do any kind of trickery here. And then we're looking to see the statistics. I think that's 70% voting for Flash, which, I mean, it looks like a big advantage, but, you know, considering the status of Flash and the status of FireBatHero, that's not nearly as one-sided as you might normally see in a matchup of players with these ranks. I mean, I think FireBatHero is ranked like 16th in Kespa, and Flash is, what, 2nd, 1st? He's definitely up there. Oh, no. Did someone lose an SCV there? I think, okay, yeah. FireBatHero lost one SCV.
Yeah, kind of strange there that Flash kind of pushed out with that Marine.
Yeah.
I mean, he saw how close that barracks was to the natural, and I mean, usually with this Vulture expand, if you want to go aggressive with it, you wait for the first Vulture, sometimes even 2 Vultures, especially considering FireBatHero went for the early CC, so he's not even going to have his factory. I guess, I don't know if he was hoping FireBatHero was going to get a little bit greedy, and now the bunker going up. So FireBatHero definitely playing smart, and although Flash is going to force him to put down that bunker, I don't think that's really, FireBatHero still has a little bit of lead, and Flash now putting down his second factory, so not going to commit to any sort of crazy early Wraith build or any sort of drop. And there we see, I mean, the econ from FireBatHero's expansion already kicking in. I mean, he's behind on tech, but his second factory is probably about only 400 or 500 HP behind Flash's. So pretty soon here, FireBatHero's macro is going to kick in, and Flash, I'm guessing he's upgrading mines there. He's probably going to take as much ground as he can. Even though Flash already getting a CC up online now, and he's going to be able to take his gas, get some more factories up, I think Flash still is going to want to take as much ground as he can with the mines, considering that I think FireBatHero's machine shop is just getting online now. And I guess between these two players, you were talking about the statistics, it's really strange because Flash, probably one of the more dominant TBT players, easily his best matchup, upwards of 69-70%, totally consistent the entire season. And between these, FireBatHero definitely good. I think he's up in the high 50s, 59 or 60. But FireBatHero is 3-0 with Flash. So in the last 3 encounters, and all three games between both of these guys were just phenomenal games. I mean, one game, the most recent one in a Pro League game, FireBatHero actually went double proxy barracks against Flash on Medusa, and beat him in like 4 minutes. And I think they played a game on Monty Hall where both of them went for a proxy barracks, and it was a pretty strange game. And there's Flash moving out with his Vultures. He's going to get a little bit of mines, a little bit of containment. And as a Terran player, it's really difficult to clear those mines just because you don't have any sort of early detection. I mean, you pretty much have to rely on scan and rely on micro to pick off the mines. But FireBatHero, I mean, already getting his 3rd and 4th factories down when Flash is only on 2 still. I mean, sure, he's going to be able to put some more factories down here pretty soon, but you can see already how Flash is slowly falling behind. Although the armory, all the tech timings are the same, FireBatHero is going to have a little bit of advantage on factories, and I think because Flash is sticking to 2 factories, I think we may see a transition to Goliath here, or at least dropships pretty shortly. And FireBatHero actually being aggressive with his Vultures, kind of strange. I don't know why he's pushing out, losing a Vulture, and now holding the high ground against Flash. But FireBatHero should really hold back here. All of his factories haven't kicked in yet, and Flash gaining a lot of ground here, although I don't see very many mines. So, kind of strange play here from FireBatHero. Now he's retreating back to his bunker.
Maybe he was expecting a tech switch from Flash. Maybe he thought he was going to be weak on Vultures because he's switching to tanks right now. I don't know what he would be thinking there. I mean, he must be aware of the fact that he was behind on factories for most of the game. Like, if he had just waited another minute for his superior factory count to kick in, he definitely could have pushed Flash back. It looks like Flash is now getting all those mines down, so he's just going to sit back now. Oh, FireBatHero moving out again. I don't know really what he's trying to do with all these Vultures. Okay, he's probably going to try to go around and plant some mines of his own, get some map control back. And just interestingly enough, like, I think we've seen a few TVTs on this map before, and this is the first one where the players have decided to go for Vultures. I think we've been seeing a more tank-heavy Goliath, straight-to-tank Goliath on this map. Oh, losing 2 Vultures to a mine, or 2 Marines to a mine. Okay, FireBatHero is going to clean up all the Vultures from Flash here, finally getting the advantage, even though Flash is on the high ground. And now FireBatHero is definitely going to have the map control. And considering his factory count is higher and he's got the map control at this moment, so Flash is going to be in a little bit of trouble, and I'm going to look for FireBatHero to probably use this to take his 3rd right now. I think that would be the best choice at this time. What would you say? What would you do in this position?
Yeah, well, it's a complete mix of that. I mean, FireBatHero only now getting his academy, so you know what, I think the safest move for FireBatHero would be either to hide a 3rd base or to build it in his main and float out, because there's no way he can move any tanks out, and if Flash decided to go for a tech switch and had early dropships, he would easily be able to punish this. And it looks like FireBatHero actually moving into Flash's expansion. I mean, constantly being aggressive with the Vultures. I think I'm really surprised that FireBatHero went on. Yeah, I mean, he's still streaming in reinforcements, but now that he's so far away from his factories, Flash's reinforcements easily get the advantage here. And FireBatHero getting clean out on his Vultures. I mean, he knows right away what Flash is doing, a very similar build. And I think you know, FireBatHero might even be okay with just seeing that tech switch, you know, placing some mines on the high ground. And, you know, now I think he's going to take his third base because he realizes that there's no early dropships, there's no threats of tanks. And he did get some mines outside of Flash's base. So I think, you know, vultures are really expendable. I mean, at this point in the game, they really don't do any damage to really any units besides other vultures. So for the most part, they're just for mines and map control. And it looks like Flash now moving in, doing a very similar move to what FireBatHero did against him. He's going to move in, push the vultures back as far as he can, and get down a lot of mines. And holy shit, there's a lot of mines there. I think it's a mix from both players.
Both
and now a huge engagement right outside of FireBatHero's base. And FireBatHero's going to be able to clean this up just barely with reinforcements and pulling
if he has reinforcements.
3 SCVs. And wow, no, actually Flash's reinforcements kicking in, and FireBatHero switching to tanks. So FireBatHero only with 4 or 5 vultures there in a tank, and Flash gets a